welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for being here today. So today I'm going to show you a recipe which has got a very rare combination of bhendi or okra with eggs. I don't know whether any of you all have tried this combination out, but it is a super delicious combination, and it's something which is it has a very unique taste, but some of you might like it, some of you might not like it. I love it, and let's watch the video till the end, because I have a few tips and just some stuff to share with you about the recipe. So without much further ado, let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipe.
So let's see the ingredients for this beautiful recipe. Here I have 200 grams of bhendi or okra that I've cut into very fine pieces, washed and dried them really well, and cut them into thin slices like this. So this should be enough for 4 people. So just cut them very thin like this. And when you're cutting the bhendi, always look out for, there are no black kind of worms or anything. So be careful. Now here I have 1 medium onion that I've chopped fine, 1 green chili that I've chopped fine, 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric, some salt to taste, and of course 3 eggs. Now here I've heated up 1 tablespoon of oil in a pan. And I'm going to add the okra, and I'm going to fry the okra or the bhendi really well. So fry them for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring in intervals on a low to medium flame. We want it to become a little crispy and cooked. And this will take away the sliminess also of this okra or bhendi. So just keep it to fry, and just in intervals just keep stirring. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a nice brownish golden brown kind of crispy bhendi or okra. So you can see all of the bhendi are separated well. There's no sliminess. Now we'll transfer this to a plate and set it aside. Now in the same pan, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil. Once our oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add the chopped green chili. Now I like to use light green chilies because they're not very spicy. The dark chilies are really very spicy, the dark green ones. So fry the chili nicely. Now we're going to add the chopped onion. Fry the onion also till it's translucent. By translucent, what we mean is a little bit of, it changes from a pinkish color to a kind of a transparent white. This is for beginners, the tip. Now we're going to add the red chili powder. We're going to add the haldi powder or the turmeric powder. Again, mix everything well. Now fry this for at least half a minute till the chilies and the onion get really fried well and mix well with the red chili powder and the turmeric powder. Now we're going to add the fried okra back again, and again fry it just a bit so that everything gets well incorporated. Now you might ask me, why didn't you add the bhendi or the okra now? Because then what will happen is the bhendi will not get fried and it will be very slimy. That's why you got to fry it first and then again add it. Now we're going to add some salt to taste, around half a teaspoon. Always add less salt first. Taste your food and then add more salt. I'm giving these tips because I have many people who are just beginning to cook, and they do write to me on my email and ask me for tips. So a little, small hints here and there. So now I'm adding some salt to the eggs, and I'm going to just whisk them really well so that everything gets nicely mixed in, the whites, the yolks, the salt. Now this is a great tiffin item, and for those of you who love bhendi like I do, this will be a real treat. So now we're going to flatten the mixture a bit, that is the bhendi and the onions and everything the bagar rather. And now we're just going to pour the eggs over it. Very similar to a Spanish omelette, isn't it? But here we're using this delicious bhendi and okra. Now just spread the egg over all of it evenly. And we're going to cover and cook this on a low flame for 1 minute. We want the underside of it to get nice and cooked and crispy. So it'll be easy for us to even turn it. And eggs are such a thing that they get cooked so fast and they're so versatile and they make any dish, very, very tasty. Now just loosen the sides of the eggs, you know, to see, let them get cooked a bit because you have to be able to turn this entire thing, over. So there shouldn't be any runny egg. All the egg on the top also should be cooked. So now you can see it's nice and cooked. So I'm going to take a plate. I'm going to turn it over like this. Look at the other side. It's become nice and golden brown. And then I'm just going to put it back into the pan because now we want the other side to get cooked. So it's okay if it breaks a little, also fine, because everything does come together because of the eggs. Just flatten it out again and now nicely fry it on the other side till it's good and crispy. And now it's all ready, so you can see how easily the entire thing just slides over. Now you can eat this all by itself. You can eat it with some ketchup or you can have it as a side dish. It's really so delicious. Now what I like to do is I like to cut it up into fours like this. So each person gets one piece and it's really, really tasty. So do try out this recipe and let me know how you like it in the comment section below. And now the tips coming up, so watch the video. So friends, let's see this delicious recipe of bhendi sole. So here I've taken about 10 to 12 bhendis or okras. We wash them really well and I'm going to wipe them really, really dry. This is very important. And when you're choosing bhendi, always see that it's very firm and not soft. And when you break off the tip, it should be, it should make a very click sound. That way you know it's very fresh. I know you can't keep breaking all the tips off, but it should be firm to the hand. It should not be very saggy and soft. So now I'm just going to cut off both the ends, and we're going to cut this bhendi for this recipe in a slanting fashion in this manner. So you're going to cut it like this. This is the shape that the vegetable has to, the dish is supposed to be traditionally. And a little big pieces. So say about an inch. Each piece has to be about an inch. So this size roughly. Next, I'm going to take half a medium-sized onion and just slice it thin, and then just crush it up so that they separate. You're going to add this to the cut up bhendi. Now this dish, the best part about it, it has no oil at all. Now I'm going to add about 6 to 7 kokums or amsul or sola. And I'm also going to break up 3 or 4 dried red chilies. I've removed the stem and I'm going to remove the seeds and just add them to this. Now I'm just going to heat a pan and I'm just going to transfer all of this into the pot or the pan. We're going to cook on low to medium heat and I'm just going to add 3 cups of water. So most of our ingredients are done. All we have to do is now add just 2 more, which is salt and sugar, which will be a little bit later. So now after adding 3 cups of water, I'm going to mix everything well first, and I'm just going to let this mixture come to a boil. We're going to add salt to taste and just a pinch of sugar. And I'm just going to leave it on a low to medium heat, and I'm going to let this really come to a nice boil. Now once it starts boiling, you're going to reduce the heat to between very low to medium, and you're just going to simmer this till this really cooks very well. The bhendi is really nice and cooked, it's soft, and all of the water is evaporated. So now we have just a little bit of water, as you can see. The bhendi is nice and cooked, but for this dish we don't want any water, so we just have to cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes till all of the water evaporates. And now you can see that all of the water has evaporated and our dish is all ready to serve. The bhendi is cooked well. So when I'm serving, I try to take out the amsul or the kokum and serve it without that because it becomes easier to eat. So this, I like to have it personally, with chapatis because it tastes really nice with that. And this has a little bit of sour, tangy, and the taste of the bhendi for those of you who love bhendi or okra. This is an ideal dish. So there are my chapatis all ready to enjoy. So I hope you try out this dish. So let's see today's lovely recipe of Goan prawn and bhendi Caldine. Let's go through the ingredients. Here I have 1 teaspoon of pepper powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, and half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. 1 medium onion chopped fine, 1 small tomato chopped fine, half a cup of prawns and 4 bhendis or ladyfingers, 7 to 8 cloves of lavang and 5 cloves of garlic chopped fine, 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1 cup of thick coconut milk, some salt to taste. So those are all the ingredients that we need. Now I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of oil to a pan. So while the oil is getting nice and hot, I'm going to mix all of these powder masalas well together. And then I'm going to add the vinegar to the powder masalas and mix everything to make a nice thick paste. Now we want the oil to be nice and hot, so on a low to medium flame I'm going to heat the oil up. And like I said, I'm going to add this vinegar to the masalas and I'm going to mix them well till they become a nice paste. Now this is a very refreshing light curry and it goes best with some lovely rice. So that's done. And now that our oil is hot, I'm going to add the cloves or the lavangs. I'm going to fry them a bit so that they flavor the oil really well. And now I'm going to add the chopped up garlic.
Now it's always very handy that if you chop up, peel some garlic and keep it in a small airtight container in your refrigerator, so that you don't need to sit in last minute clean up and peel up garlic. Now I'm going to add some chopped onion and saute it well. We're going to fry this onion till it becomes nice and translucent. So this curry, if you haven't tried out this Goan Caldine curry, you should, because it's really, really delicious. Now I'm going to add this powder paste of pepper, coriander, cumin, and turmeric. Now I'll leave the video link of how I prepare my powder masalas at home. That is for coriander, pepper, and cumin. How I prepare my powders, masalas at home. I'll leave a link to my video. Now I'm going to add the coconut milk, and we're going to mix all of this really, really well. Well, already my kitchen has such a beautiful, the aroma of this caldine is really, really it's very mild, but it's really very nice. Now I'm just going to flavor it with some salt to taste. And this caldine gets ready also pretty quickly, as you will see. Now I'm going to add the prawns. Now the quantity that I'm making is just enough for 2 people. So if you want to make it for 4, then just double the quantity. Then I'm going to add the tomatoes. And we're going to mix everything nicely well together. Cook on a low to medium heat, stirring in between. And now I'm going to add these lady fingers that I've just cut off the tips, and I'm adding it to the curry. And now we're just going to cover and cook this for about 7 to 8 minutes, so that the prawns as well as the lady fingers or the bhendi gets cooked. So on a low to medium heat, on a very low heat actually, just cook it for about 7 minutes. Now you'll see that the curry has really thickened up, or the caldine has thickened up. So we're going to add about 1/4 cup of water. We don't want it to be very watery like a stew, but we have to have a little bit of thickish consistency. So I'm just going with about 1/4 cup of water. So add that and then mix everything or stir everything well. Now I also have another recipe for a fish caldine, so I'll leave the link for that also below, so you can go and check it out. And again, I'm going to cover and just cook this for about 2 minutes so that everything comes together. And then we're just going to turn off the heat, and our caldine is all ready. This is super, super delicious, guys, and the aroma also is so beautiful. So give this a try and let me know in the comment section as to how you like it. Don't forget to go and check out my...
Hi friends, this is Akshata here. Today I'll be showing you how to make some bhendi bhaji or okra. For the ingredients, I've taken about 400 grams of bhendi or okra. In my description box below, I will show you how to prepare and cut this bhendi. It has to be extremely dry if you want to make a nice crispy bhendi bhaji. Then another important ingredient is amsul. We need to use at least about 4 to 5 of these amsuls. Then you require some red chili powder, some asafoetida or hing, some jeera or cumin, some mori, rye or mustard, and some haldi powder. About 1 teaspoon of each of these spices. Then we require oil for cooking and some salt. So let's get started cooking our delicious bhendi bhaji. Now here I have my pan heating. I'll pour in some oil. About 2 tablespoons of oil. Now once our oil is hot, we will start adding our spices. We will first start with 1 teaspoon of mustard or mori. Once this starts to splutter, we will add in our cumin seeds or jeera. Next goes in our asafoetida or hing and about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. Next will go in our amsul. What this does is it prevents the okra or the bhendi from being very sticky, and it separates it into a nice crispy vegetable. So once we have put in our amsul, I will be putting in our very finely cut okra or bhendi. Now what you have to do is, first you have to wash your bhendi very nicely. After that, pat it completely dry and then cut it very fine. Also when you're cutting, please check if there is any kind of dirt, or sometimes there are even some vegetable worms in the okra or the bhendi. So first you cut off the tips of the bhendi and check whether it's clean. Especially in the monsoons, you get a lot of this vegetable worms in your okra. So please check. Now mix everything up, and we are going to cook this vegetable on an open pot. No, we don't have to cover this vegetable. This will take about a total of 10 minutes to get nice and crispy, and we have to keep stirring in the middle. Now it's been about 2 minutes since our bhendi is frying. Again, just give it a good mix, and you will start noticing that it has some browning. So just keep mixing it every 2 minutes till everything is evenly coated. It's now been about 6 minutes since I have been frying this okra. Now you can see it has become more on the brownish side, a dark green color and a brown. Now we will start adding our seasoning. First goes in some salt according to taste. Give it a good mix, and this has to be done on a medium flame because we have to fry our bhendi very well. Then goes in some red chili powder, the regular chili powder, which is a little on the spicy side. And at this point, I also like to add 1 teaspoon of cumin powder and 1 teaspoon of, and I like to use 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. And you have to give all of this a good mix. And in another 2 minutes, we can switch our gas off as our bhendi is ready. As you can see, it's become a nice, crispy and spicy vegetable. This can be eaten very well with some hot rotis, or it goes very well with some dal fry and some hot steamed rice. So I hope you like this recipe. Please leave a comment in the comment box below if you did like it. Please give a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. This is Akshata saying goodbye until our next recipe. Take care.
Masala bhendi fry recipe. So here I've taken about 100 grams of bhendi or okra, washed it really well and patted it dry. It has to be completely dry. Then I cut off both ends and I've just slit it in the middle like this. Now always check for worms or dirt inside the bhendi, and if it is, then just discard that. Only use fresh bhendi. Now we're going to make the stuffing or the filling. For that I've taken 1.5 teaspoon of sambar powder. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Next, I'm going to be adding about 3/4 of a teaspoon of amchur powder or dry mango powder. This is 1 tablespoon of roasted peanut powder and salt to taste. Now do taste the filling and you can adjust all the ingredients according to your liking. If you want to add more spice or more sourness, then adjust it that way. Now I'm just going to put the filling into the bhendi like this and then just press it down and set it aside. Now you can always make this filling and keep it aside, or you can even double the quantity and make a larger quantity. So whenever you want to make this recipe, you already have the filling at hand. So in this way, just stuff all of them, and now I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil on my pan, and I'm just going to fry this really well till the bhendi is really fried well, or the okra is really nicely fried. So it should turn to a darker green color like this. Now I'm going to set that aside, and I've heated about 1 teaspoon of oil in my kadai or pan. Then I'm going to add just half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera and half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. Now I'm going to add all of the fried and stuffed bhendi or okra into this fodni or bagar, and then just mix everything well and cook it for just 1 minute or half a minute. We don't want the bhendi to turn soft, we want it to still be nice and crispy. So just for about half a minute, just toss it into the bagar, and that's it, guys. Turn off the heat, and this lovely masala bhendi fry is all ready. And I love to have this with some lovely dal fry and rice. So do try out this recipe, and I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshata signing off. Bye.
Friends, I hope you liked today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye, and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye. Take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.